So, as one of the final DLC characters for Smash 4, many people were upset about Corrin's inclusion in the game because there's, quote, too many Fire Emblem characters, despite the fact that Pokemon has just as many fighters. Regardless, Corrin is a breath of fresh air because they're not exactly the same as most Fire Emblem swordsmen, and today we're going to break him down and dissect the in-game origins of this man. I mean, Dragon Man. Or maybe he was just a dragon.
Corrin!
Corrin's in-game appearance is based on their default class, nor prince or nor princess, depending on which gender you chose. The sword they wield is called the Yato, and takes on many different forms depending on which version of Fire Emblem Fates that you're playing. In Smash, it's the Omega Yato, a form that's exclusive to Fire Emblem Revelations, where Corrin chooses to join neither of the two opposing factions. Not only is this ironclad evidence that Corrin in Smash is from that particular path, but it also lets them have a freaking chainsaw sword. That's pretty badass. For moves, let's start off with the main thing that sets Corrin apart from other Fire Emblem characters, the Dragon Fang ability. This is exclusive to Corrin and their child Kana, and allows them to become a half-human, half-dragon hybrid that are totally different from the Manakets that we've seen in the series past. However, they do both have pointed ears, so maybe there's something in common. The transformation always includes this dragon mask, but how the rest of Corrin transforms can vary wildly. The most prominent are the titular Dragon Fangs, which appear in all of Corrin's Smash attacks, a couple of throws, and even a couple of their aerials. Oddly enough, Corrin is shown in Fire Emblem to only create a spear on a single arm, but Smash Bros portrays two at once with their up smash, and even spears on their legs with their down aerial and down smash. It's never explicitly stated that Corrin can't do these moves in Fire Emblem, but it's still an interesting interpretation. In Fire Emblem though, Dragon Fang has another unique property in that it's one of the few skills to have a second animation. In this case, the skill has a separate critical hit variation. It's so rare in fact that I actually never encountered it during my gameplay. As such, the only time that I've ever seen it happen is from this Japanese gif of Corrin's child Kana. Now, as you can see, Kana performs a slice that's similar to Corrin's neutral aerial in Smash, but you can also see them thrust their spear diagonally, as opposed to the traditional horizontal stab from the normal Dragon Fang animation. I'm sure that many of you guys are thinking, so what? What does the direction have to do with anything? And that, my dear viewer, is why we need to take a look at Corrin's most notable Dragon Fang-centric attack, the Dragon Lunge. Activated via Corrin's side special, the Dragon Lunge allows Corrin to skewer any surface, stick to it, and follow up with a kick. While everything besides the initial spear is unique to Smash Bros, it could be argued that this is a variation of the lunge skill from Fire Emblem, which Corrin can learn if he becomes one of the dragon riding classes. That's right, this dragon person can learn to ride dragons. Suck on that, Hiccup, Aragon, and pretty much every other dragon rider ever. Now, of course, there's one final component to both of Corrin's Dragon Fang animations. That's Corrin's standard special, the Dragon Fang Shot. By somehow turning their arm into a dragon mouth, Corrin is able to fire an electrified blast of water and follow it up with a biting attack. This dragon mouth also appears as a rapid jab for Corrin's neutral attack. Corrin's up special and back aerial have them sprouting dragon wings, and while it's not unreasonable to assume that Corrin can do that, it's not shown in Fire Emblem. But although we've been focusing on Corrin's ability to transform parts of their bodies, they also have the ability to straight up turn into a whole dragon. In Fire Emblem, Corrin has this as a latent ability, but it's hard to control. Thankfully, with the help of a Dragon Stone, they're able to regain control in this form, and that's what we seem to get in Smash with their up and down throws, as well as a couple more noteworthy examples. First up is Corrin's down special, the Counter Surge. They don the dragon mask and strike their critical hit pose, and if they're hit within the right time frame, Corrin will avoid the hit and retaliate by attacking in their dragon form. While it's possible for Corrin to learn the counter ability in Fire Emblem, this move doesn't resemble it at all. Honestly, it seems like this is just most likely there to keep in tradition with the down special counters from Fire Emblem Swordsman and Smash. The other main dragon form is, you guessed it, Corrin's final smash, the Torrential Roar. This move shows off Corrin's ability to control water, because if you missed it in the subtle motifs of some of his moves, Corrin is a water dragon. Though it's not explicitly shown or even talked about in Fire Emblem, Corrin's bloodline comes from a powerful dragon who can control water. Honestly, Smash Bros does a better job of highlighting this than Fire Emblem itself. But hey, now that we're done talking about dragons, where did the rest of Corrin's moves come from? Well, for starters, there's their dash attack, which can be seen in multiple skill animations such as lethality. Additionally, Corrin's shield pose comes from their animation when defending, and their back dodge comes from when Corrin dodges an attack. It's pretty typical stuff. Yet, sadly, the rest of Corrin's moves are made up, which is a real shame because they have plenty of attack animations that would have worked very well in Smash. For example, this could have been their up aerial, and this could have been their forward aerial. Maybe I missed something, but I combed through all of their animations as a nor prince, nor princess, nor noble, and even a Hoshido noble to no such luck. What does have some history though are Corrin's taunts. Both their up and side taunts have quotes referencing the choice that Corrin must make in Fire Emblem Fates, siding with his blood relatives in Hoshido, siding with his adopted family in Nor, or choosing neither faction. Their up taunt is based on the animation Corrin does before activating the Dragon Fang skill. Their side taunt is the same as the motions Corrin makes before a battle or activating a skill, though if you want to watch another one of our great analysis videos, then click that little eye in the corner of the screen and see our in-depth analysis of Bayonetta. It's a pretty good one, and apparently we got everything right.